Hi Aquarius, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It seems like you're going to catch wind of something, some type of information, or somebody finally replies to you, or you finally get clarity on something. I'm seeing like a delivery happening of some sort of vital even information that's coming through for you. You may have been in a situation where you were kind of like waiting on something, or maybe even feeling stuck, and then all of a sudden something arrives for you that makes the situation more clear. We're starting off with the Page of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lack of trust in your intuition right now. Maybe because something has not yet been validated for you. But if you're trusting yourself, there's a sense of feeling more confident about this. This is also one of those notions where it's like intuitively you're getting messages and you know what you're feeling and you are very clear intuitively on what's going on, but there may be a sense of like fear or a lack of belief in self-esteem, something like that, that's kind of having an effect where you're shying away from something. I feel like you know something, or you know what you need to do, and it's just about actually doing that. Yeah. It feels like getting out of your own way here. I'm looking at the Strength card coming after the Five of Pentacles. It looks too like some sort of change is coming, and that may also feel quite uncomfortable. But as I said before, intuitively, I'm seeing like a very strong guiding force for you. It's just about listening to that and believing in that and like trusting that the universe has got your back. Yeah, I really do feel like there's a voice of self-doubt or discouragement in your head that you're trying to manage right now. It's almost like intuitively you may feel something, and then maybe like rationally you feel something, and you're like, well, which voice do I listen to? Do I listen to the one that's more safe and maybe pessimistic, or do I have faith and hope in this situation and make an empowered choice for myself? This can also be you intuitively feeling like you want to do something, knowing that you want to do something, and you may not have the support around you that's encouraging you to make a decision that's right for you as well. So this is about you validating yourself here and what you know to be true for you. For some of you too, this is about letting go of a cycle that's not empowering to you. It looks like even a relationship that you could be letting go of. This can be a dynamic that you have with yourself. This can also be with someone around you. I'm looking at Leo here. You may feel kind of vulnerable emotionally to something. Meaning someone may have some type of psychological impact on you that's making it hard to kind of figure out what you're feeling and maybe even to prioritize yourself emotionally. It feels like the choice to either listen to your intuition and follow that, or to stay stuck in a situation that doesn't feel good to be in. It feels like a cycle that you've been in that needs to be broken away from. I'm hearing the word meandering. I feel like there's something that's just overdue for you to get away from. Again, a resistance. It's like your guides are pushing you into starting something new or having some sort of new chapter or new cycle that you're opening up, but there's still a sense of like feeling conflicted about this. But I'm getting that it's all coming from a place of self-doubt. Or you even knowing that this may cause waves. But this is about you having the courage to make a decision that you know is right for you ultimately, even if that means walking away from something or ending something. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a very big healing cycle that's happening once you break away from this thing energetically. Maybe even environment-wise. Action definitely needs to be taken, but I'm seeing there's a sense of when you are having a very transparent conversation with yourself, in your heart of hearts, you know what you need to do. However, you may be in a situation where you're kind of blocking out what you're feeling emotionally and going along with something maybe of less resistance than if you were to make an independent choice for yourself. And this may be something that you're gaining an awareness of. It feels like something energetically that may not feel particularly pleasant to be involved in, yet it's something that you have an intense connection with or interaction with, and even though it feels unpleasant, it may also feel familiar to you and so comfortable in that way, even though it's not necessarily healthy. I'm seeing this be related to the heart chakra, related to the past, and about a choice that's going to need to be made. I'm getting too that this sense of emotional confusion that's being felt is because of a block that's happening related to like you and your heart chakra here. And it can be influenced by somebody in your environment that you don't feel like you can let your guard down with. And that's also impacting you. Like I'm almost seeing it be like something within the environment or a connection that you have with someone, because your walls are up and you feel guarded and distrustful of something or someone around you. This also impacts the way that you're connecting with yourself or not connecting with yourself ultimately. And it's making it confusing because you're like, well, what am I actually feeling? However, you know what you're actually feeling. It's just about trusting that here. Because I feel like there's a sense of you knowing that you want to end something or you don't want to be a part of something anymore, but you also feel conflicted about it because the emotional ties that or nostalgia that you have related to this thing or this person. Yeah, it's something affecting you on the psychological level within the heart space. It feels like it's keeping a new beginning at bay. This is a karmic test. It's a karmic test for you to get to the bottom of what you're actually feeling. As I said before, what I'm seeing here is that intuitively you have a very clear picture of what you need, of what you want, of what best to do for you in your particular situation. However, there's a sense for sentimental or emotional reasons that you're not making a choice. There's a sense of resistance, and you may be being like, well, I would make a choice if I actually knew what to do. However, you do know what to do. It's just a sense of actually recognizing where this block is emotionally for you. It looks like it's coming from the heart chakra and something that needs to be healed. This can even be an attachment that you have towards something. Again, you may feel comfortable within it because it is familiar to you. However, you know that it is unhealthy. You know it doesn't feel pleasant to be caught up in the cycle of this, so it's ultimately something that needs to be released. This may be a very big ending, a very big change for you that you're going to be making. I'm looking at Leo and Pisces. For many of you, this is related to an interpersonal relationship. This is one of those situations too where you could be like putting up with someone because you care for them or because you're familiar with them, and you may not be realizing just how much this is affecting you like intuitively and emotionally. And as soon as you pull away from this, it's going to clarify a lot of things for you. So it's almost like one of those subconscious blocks, but it's because action needs to be taken to separate from something that's kind of blocking you from connecting with yourself ultimately. And you may find that you are prioritizing your connection with someone over your connection with yourself here. This person may be tied into your home life or your finances or part of your routine even, and that's also going to be affected by this change that you're making. I'm seeing that you're working on your self-care. It feels almost like you may need something for yourself or to do something for yourself, and you could have been fearful of what that means for a relationship. It's almost like you're within something and be like, you know what, emotionally, if I weren't like fearful of like how this person would take that news, I would actually be taking a break for myself, something like that. So I guess this is also about reflecting on that and being like, well, what does that mean for me if I'm in a relationship with someone where I feel fearful to be like, you know what, I need a break, or I think that we should separate for a little bit, or I need some time to myself. Because you may be addressing something with like abandonment issues or emotional wounding, some type of trauma even. Fear related. I feel like ultimately you're going to make the right choice for yourself. It's just about you being confident in the fact that you know what you need more than anybody, and like really trusting that for yourself. And being like, regardless of the outcome, I know this is something that I need, so I need to do this for myself. I'm seeing too that there's work being done related to your security, whether this be like financially or in a particular situation. It seems like there are also some big goals that you're working towards as well. For some of you, this is related to career and job, or just where you're trying to get to, what you're trying to build towards. I'm seeing this break is also going to help you get to a place where a new opportunity is opening up for you. This is something that would feel stable and reliable to you. Something that really does have the potential to take off and be growthful. It looks too like you may have the opportunity. You may have the opportunity to expand and explore, maybe even in a more playful way than you had been before. That last cycle that we read on, that last layout, it seemed very draining and very repetitive. And here it looks like, because you're focusing on yourself and what you need, there's a sense of feeling like re-inspired by something, reinvigorated, and there's a sense of excitement. There's a sense of newness as well that's being explored. And it looks like you feel better because you're listening to what you need and actually taking action to meet those needs for yourself. Yeah, definitely is what you make it with the Magician here. And I am seeing an offer. For some of you, there's something that you're working towards, and it's actually going to lead to an opportunity. It looks like something that you're creating for yourself. It's like because of maybe the steps that you've been taking, something ends up opening up for you that you had wanted, but you may have not necessarily had control over. But because you're making the right decisions for you, it almost seems like something falls into place. For some of you, this is related to you being initiated into something career-wise, or you getting a job that you were looking for, or having a job opportunity that you can expand upon. For some of you, you could have like submitted an application somewhere and you're getting word of that, like an acceptance even. I'm hearing acceptance strongly. This is it looks like a new role that you would be taking on, or you building upon a role that you already have. Either way, there's a sense of expansion and doors opening up for you with the Ace of Wands. With the Magician before the Knight of Pentacles here, I feel like this is because of something that you've been doing. Though you may have not realized that it would be directly related to this. Oh, for some of you, you're manifesting an offer coming through for a relationship. This is something reliable. This is something for sure that would show up consistently for you. Is something committed. Seeing somebody that you definitely have immense chemistry with. I'm seeing a surprise. You may have been waiting and being like, I'm not sure if this is actually going to come to fruition for me, and then it does come to fruition for you, almost unexpectedly. The opportunity to connect with someone, have a relationship with them. I'm seeing really intense attraction physically, and I also am seeing like a baseline of having a lot of chemistry with this person. But you may want to take things slowly when this comes about. For some of you, I'm getting a specific message here. I'm thinking about the best way to word this. If you've been looking for a committed connection with someone, however, you've been like talking to a lot of people romantically or like hooking up with other people, this offer may not like come to fruition properly for you. There's a sense of you needing to be grounded and within your own energy and independent in order for this to come through for you. So it's like you're not meant to be having connections with other people in order for, like, your energy needs to be like in a clean, cleared, energetic space in order for this to properly come through. And when you do meet this person, for some reason it's pivotal not to jump into things impulsively. There's a sense of like needing to check this out and take your time with it for this to unroll and lay out in a way that's going to be long lasting for you. Otherwise, this may be something more short lived that you're going to be experiencing. And for those of you that are prioritizing more like trysts and more physical connections with people, I'm seeing that like a long-term commitment isn't really going to align with where you're going on your path right now, which also does make sense. So I guess it's all about too like what you're actually looking for, because it's like if you're looking for a hookup, something like that, I'm seeing that come through for you. However, if you're looking for something more consistent and long term and something more committed and serious. There's a big emphasis on not physically jumping into things first. It's about like connecting on other levels and kind of feeling things out first. This is what I'm seeing. It seems like someone's had their eye on you. I'm looking at the Emperor and I'm looking at the Page of Swords here. You could meet this person by association or through friends. Like I'm seeing for some of you, this is even a support group. I'm hearing that specifically. Like some type of community. You may be introduced to someone by other people. It's like by your siblings, or you meet somebody when you're around other energies, or because you're associating with a particular group or something like that. That's how you meet this person. Like, it's interesting the way that this comes about. It almost feels like a networking type of energy even that I'm seeing. So it's like you meet this person maybe through other people or because you're around other people, and that person kind of comes in while you're involved in like this group or something that you're doing, something maybe even community based. So it's like you may have an interest, for example, like I don't know, you like to go to concerts or you like to listen to people reading poetry, and it's like when you go to these places you end up like meeting somebody that you really connect with. Like you have some sort of commonality with them, and it's like because of something that you've been participating in or a group of people you're associated with, you have the opportunity to meet this person. I am seeing this something that you had been deliberately manifesting. I'm looking at Mercury and I'm looking at Gemini. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.